Welcome, everybody, to the Just Add Bourbon podcast. I'm Jimmy Don and
I'm J.D.
and it is another beautiful Sunday evening here in the hills of Eastern Kentucky. My shades are closed, JD. That's why I didn't turn. I normally have the shades pulled up and look out the window, but I've actually got the shades pulled today.
You got it right today, brother.
It's an absolutely gorgeous day here in the hills. Beautiful Sunday day.
I feel like fall's already setting in, man.
Well, it really, the temperature, I noticed this weekend, because I worked outside some this weekend, it had been so daggone hot that you couldn't get out. And, when I was sick there for about 3 weeks, may or may not have had the COVID, I don't know. I'm going to say it was my allergies, but I was pretty sick. And then it was just so hot. So I got out some, worked out in the garage where we had cleaned out the building, JD. When you came up that one day, we worked out there in the building. I just hauled all that stuff upstairs. And realized how out of shape I really am. And if Ashton hadn't helped me, I'm not so sure I would have actually got all that stuff up there.
Well, by the way, I went out to eat with Ashton today, and I stole her from my my YouTube producer. So
is that right? So
I stole her away from you.
Well, look, I can't hardly get her to do anything for me now. She's over it. So I'm actually having to learn how to do it myself. I've got one recorded that I did the other day. She filmed it for me, but I'm going to have to actually, edit it and put it together. And so she's going to teach me this evening how to do that.
Yeah, it's getting close, man. Our race.
You're right on my heels, baby.
Yeah.
Now I have got some stuff worked out. I ordered some things because I sell a lot of stuff on eBay.
Yeah.
And right here, this is actually what sold today. So I sell a lot of stuff. Well, I've got these cards, JD, that I'm going to send out with all the stuff I sell, promoting my YouTube channel.
Oh, you dirty dog.
Yeah. So, it's not dirty if I tell you. So.
Right. Okay. Then you're using kids. You're seeing people's cards.
Hey, I'm trying to win. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Eric Boger just texted JD, said to have a great show.
He did. Thanks, Eric. Appreciate you. Mm-hmm. Hey, what about Eric, man? He got us a guest for this week.
Yeah, man. He got us a good guest.
Should we announce that now, or should we wait?
Let's wait and let Eric do what Eric does during the week and promote and all that. But it is a good one.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited, man, also.
So let's take care of a little bit of housekeeping. Of course, go check out JD's YouTube channel, Jason Dameron. Subscribe there. Go to Smalltown Collectibles YouTube channel, subscribe there. The race to 250, as JD said, is getting much closer. I think I'm at 81 and you're at what, 78?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I actually did look. So I was like, oh God, JD's gaining on me. I gotta make some moves here to hold my lead. But
hey ladies, come on now, help your brother out. That's my best. That's all I got, bro.
It's all JD has. I got cool cards. JD's got that face, baby. That's
I'm in trouble.
And then as we announced last week, if we both get to 250, and if the Just Add Bourbon YouTube channel gets to 250, then we're both going to eat a Carolina Reaper. So, and we're going to do it live on the show.
Man.
Yeah.
Like, I had a jalapeno pepper, and that thing's hot too, man. Like, I don't know, man, if I can do this thing or not.
Wait,
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Stop. Hold on. Did you say jalapeno?
Yeah. I know it's jalapeno.
Okay, so you just like to say jalapeno?
Well, it's just a lot funner. Say it. Now, which one's funner?
Right.
Jalapeno is so much fun.
Jalapeno is funner. I never really thought about it before, JD, but jalapeno is a lot more fun to say.
Yeah. I mean, some words are just fun to say. Like, and I don't want to get too vulgar, but like, I cannot say tank without smiling. Like, I don't know why.
You're crazy, man.
Anyway, what were we talking about?
All right. So the race to 250. Right now I'm up 81.78. But the key is if JD and I both get there and the Just Add Bourbon YouTube channel gets there, then JD and I both are going to eat a Carolina Reaper live on the show while wearing a Joe Biden, Kamala Harris shirt for me and a Trump
shirt for me.
That's right. So if anything, it'll be entertaining.
Yeah, I guarantee if it's nothing else. Yeah. Like especially if you'd like to see me throw up.
Well, me
too. Not because of the pepper.
Well, no, like, you talk about jalapenos now, dude, I can eat those things. Like when I get a breakfast sandwich or whatever from Zip Zone up here from Subway, and I've been doing that low carb thing. So, but it's an egg, pepper jack cheese, bacon, and then I get jalapenos and banana peppers. Jalapenos. And my girl Marsha at Subway, shout out to Marsha, she hooks me up. And dude, I can eat those things, and she says they burn her up, and they taste sweet to me. So I would actually be interested to actually taste a Carolina Reaper, or just to see what it does. I'm sure I'm gonna throw up, but
man, I'm dreading it. I did think it, like I ate a chili pepper a couple weeks ago. I was like, this ain't like, because I looked up on the Scoville scale, or is that what it's called? Mm-hmm. It's like, I don't know, like 400. I was like, that's not gonna be too bad. And I looked at the Carolina Reaper, and it was like 12,000. So I was like, well, this ain't gonna be too bad. And I ate that chili pepper, I was like, woo! So I don't even know what this Carolina Reaper is gonna do to me, man. It's gonna be crazy.
So JD and I kind of decided we wanted to have kind of a fun show, and there's a couple of topics we had kind of come up with that we thought would be fun to talk about. But one of the first things I want to get into, JD, is the KHSAA came out this week and said that it was okay to move forward with high school football. And being our resident high school football expert, I kind of wanted to know if you've gotten any indication of what that's going to look like.
Well, there's a KHSAA control board, which is made up of superintendents, and administrators, come together on Thursday morning. I actually got to watch it live on Facebook, the 30 minutes where they actually had the votes. But there were 3 options on the board. Option 1, which is what we're doing now, is the season has been pushed back to open on September 11th, and there's going to be a 9-week schedule. Then they have playoffs and go from there. No fans, unless you're immediate family or close to the player. If you are in the stadium, you're wearing a mask. You're not, if you're not playing football. That's kind of what we're working with right now. Practice opens up tomorrow officially. Where you can actually get together and do things. We give out equipment, start your acclimation period and all that stuff. So what's it going to look like? I don't know, man. It's going to be weird going forward. I think we ought to, take advantage over here at the Rock. We have a setup where people can, get outside the fence and still watch the game. And, don't necessarily have to be inside the stadium. And, allow those people to pull up their trucks and stuff and sit in the back of their trucks and, and still sell them on concession stands and still make a little bit of money off of them, being there. I'm just excited we get to play. I hope we all do a part in our community to, keep that going forward. We want to keep people healthy, keep the communities thriving. And now it's in Andy Bashir's hands. And, I've heard a lot that he's going to not go along with what the KHSAA control board approved. I don't know that yet. I mean, that's just a rumor hearsay and that stuff. So we'll see. I don't know.
So you're saying as of right now, it'll be the players, staff, and immediate family.
Family, yeah.
So we're related, right?
Yeah, I think you got a kid on the team,
right?
Right. You're on the staff, bro. I got you.
I'm on the staff. Like I get to be an assistant. I mean, I'm pretty sure Josh told me that, I'm an assistant coach. Yeah. I mean, like I'll move the flags. I'll do something. I just want to watch the game.
We need somebody to record a game, brother.
Yeah, I'll get up there and do that. I don't care.
You have the best seat in the house.
I really like the idea, though, that you said, because we do have a unique setup at our local field. And I don't know if other fields across the state and across the country have a similar setup, but we really do have that long fence where you can literally pull your vehicle up there and sit and watch the game.
Right. Well, like Belfry doesn't have that. Some of the high schools around Johnson Central don't have that. There's a lot of schools that don't have it. And we just, we happen to have it. So hopefully we can take advantage of it and still raise some money for our kids and our program and do some good things with it.
So, well, that's cool. So tomorrow, though, let's get to the good stuff. So tomorrow you get to hand out some equipment. You get to put helmets on. You get to actually smack.
Yeah, it's helmets for 10 days, I think. Then shells for 10 days, then full pads for like 3 or 4 days, and it's game day. So
I've been watching
game September 11th.
Do you watch Hard Knocks on HBO?
I have years ago. I'm not watching it this year. I've seen it's like in Los Angeles, I think.
Yeah, it's LA, and they've got the Rams and the Chargers, and they're doing both teams. And I haven't watched it, watched it in years. I started pirating HBO with JD's password And then
No
so I
shame.
could watch Game of Thrones. But I went ahead and got a subscription when they came out with the whole HBO Max deal because they're going to do a lot of DC content. Everybody knows I'm a big comic book nerd. So that content that they'll be doing on there, I went ahead and got a subscription. So Hard Knocks was on the other night, and Amy and I, speaking of that, don't let me forget, there was a show I watched on HBO, JD, that I think you would dig. And I think our listeners would dig as well. But so I started watching Hard Knocks, and it was really interesting to watch them deal with COVID and all the steps they were taking and how they were handling practice. And obviously these are multi-billion-dollar companies in a lot of cases, and they can get it all set up and they're all spread out. But, they're basically doing walkthroughs for practice. They don't actually touch each other. A lot of them are wearing their masks while they're out there. When you guys start to practice, I know it's really hot right now here, and, and with the humidity, it'd be hard to wear a mask on the field. Are you guys as a team, are you guys going to try to take some precautions like that where you're just doing walkthroughs and things like that?
Well, what we've been doing without helmets, we just had to stay in groups of 10, of course. And, we've been doing temperatures every day. People coming in with temperatures, if they have any kind of signs or symptoms, if they just feel bad, not even a COVID sign, if they just feel bad, we send them home. Because, like we've seen the science and the remedies, not the remedies, the symptoms have changed, and so we're just not going to take any chances like that. We're sending people to the house. Because the last thing we need is somebody to drag it in on the team, and there we are, all shut down for 2 weeks. The coaches shut down 2 weeks. The team shut down 2 weeks. Last thing we need. So we're going to continue to do those things. I'm sure there's still going to be rules implemented about contact, things like that. So I know that if the team's out there, for run through plays or whatever, even if you're not in running through plays, you got to have a mask on. Like if you're just standing there, you got to have a mask on. If you're not actually involved in the drill or whatever, you got to have a mask on. So, we're going to go by the letter of the law and make sure our kids are safe and try to push forward this season, and hopefully, things work out.
Well, I just found it interesting watching these teams, how they were having to deal with it. Literally every day when their players come in, they get their temperature checked, and they swab them right there. They give them a COVID test right there. And then, they've got those rapid result tests now where – they can find out fairly quick. And I haven't seen, there was one guy that tested positive, but they found it really quick and got him out. But it's going to be interesting. You ought to watch it just from the aspect of the football stuff is awesome. And watching Sean McVay kind of do his thing is actually pretty entertaining to watch. And then the Chargers have a new coach, guy used to play for the Browns. His name escapes me right now, but it's interesting to watch them. And it's not just football that they're looking at. It's not just X's and O's. They're like the smartest team, the people who handle themselves the best during this, where they don't have players out, where they don't have players getting sick. Kind of like what you're seeing in Major League Baseball, where somebody will test positive. Well, then 10 other people on the team get it, kind of like the Marlins. I think there was 14 people ended up with it. Well, they pull all those guys, quarantine them, get everybody tested, and then they bring guys up and go play. So they were kind of saying, look, the team that's the smartest in the way they handle this is actually going to have a huge advantage this year.
Sure, absolutely. That's why, not only do we want to be safe, but we want to be competitive as well. We're competitors. That's what we do. And we're going to continue to make sure our kids are safe, make sure our community is safe. And we're going to take every precaution we can, man, to make sure that happens, going forward. And I think we've done a really good job going forward. Looking back and what the things we've done, man, I think we've done a really good job, keeping our social distancing and if we're in the weight room and around anybody, people, you mask up, man. That's just how it is. And I don't know, man. I don't know what the season's going to look like, but I know I'm not going to play. That's the main thing.
And I know we've killed the COVID talk, but, one of the things that I don't know, I just kind of wanted to ask you is, in a place like this where you don't have like tons of cases, right?
Right.
You don't have tons of cases. If you didn't know, or if you didn't see the TV, or if you didn't see whatever, you wouldn't even really know that there was a pandemic.
It's true.
And which we haven't had a ton of cases. We've had some. Right. I think here in our county, we've had somewhere, around 20 maybe, something like that.
Our seclusion has helped us.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I always say we've been practicing social distancing our entire lives.
It's funny. We was in a little league with the football team a couple years ago when we all was in a tri-state league up in Huntington, Ashland. And we'd go to those meetings. They was like, "You guys don't care to drive an hour and 15 minutes to go to the football game?" It's like, bro, that's what we do. That's how we've ever known. You know what I'm saying?
We drive an hour to get to the grocery store.
For them, that's a really big deal. Because
yeah,
they're not used to that. Everything they want or need is right there. But for us, we're used to that. That's what we do. So
right.
It was just interesting to see that. But you're right. Our area hasn't been greatly affected by it. I think we've had one death, right? We've had one guy die.
Yeah.
And
he had pre-existing conditions. He already had lung issues.
Yeah, most of them
the COVID is what got him.
I think most of them, people that die from it, have pre-existing conditions because of their age. Not many 70-year-olds don't have pre-existing conditions.
Right.
But I think we just need to be smart in everything we do. No matter what we're doing, and make sure that businesses get to open back up, and people get to go to church, and people get to play sports. Because I tell you right now, I think the biggest aspect of this for me is the mental health issue. A lot of people, man, cabin fever is a real deal. It's a real thing. And, a lot of people, you take me, if it didn't work, man, I'm telling you, I don't know what kind of shape I'd be in mentally. I'm here by myself most of the time.
Right.
And it's not good, man. It's not good to be bored and idle and not having something going on and not having a purpose, not having a job, we talk about all the time. So I think the mental aspect of getting back to sports, getting back to normal life is important. And I hope everybody in the community does their part in making sure we do that. I know we're going to. We're going to.
Yeah, sure. As far as one thing I did want to bring up, JD put this video out the other day on his YouTube channel. And he's like me. He's learning how to edit and do those things. But it was actually kind of cool. Like it was kind of behind the scenes of our new company here, Box Bonnet. And it was kind of behind the scenes of how you guys build some of the stuff that you do. Yeah. And I just wanted to tell you, I thought that was kind of well done, man. I don't like to, I'm a man hug type kind of fella. But it was actually really interesting. I was like, what is this? This is not a bourbon video. This is not a, how to make a drink or a taste test of bourbon or something like that. And that was actually kind of cool, brother. So that is your job as far as what you do every day. You kind of build those things.
Yeah. So what that was the light pan. And what that is what we build the floors and the walls and the roofs with of the houses. Then we, trim them out with wood or siding or whatever and make them look nice. But that's the actual structure that the houses are built out of.
That's cool.
And it's foam, but it's like rated for like 50 stories high. And it's supposed to, stand up to all kinds of like hurricane winds, and like it's crazy, the technology they use up there. And it's all, rotates around this glue that I guess. And here's something I didn't know till I started working up there. The space shuttles aren't bolted together. Did you know that?
No.
Space shuttles are glued together.
Really?
Well, if you think about it, when we enter the atmosphere, we would burn those screw heads. What would happen?
That's true. Yeah, they would get hot. That's right.
Right. So this thing's glued together, and the glue holds the wings of the space shuttles and all that stuff together. And that's the same glue that we use up there to
no kidding.
To glue that stuff together with.
Well, that's neat.
Yeah.
I'm glad I asked that question. I'm glad I brought that up because I did not know that. This is Class with JD. We don't just have fun on here. We educate on the Just Add Bourbon podcast. It's not just about having fun and talking politics and sports and all that. We also try to provide good knowledge to our listeners, and that was some good knowledge.
I want to talk about this for a minute because I had a really cool day yesterday. Did you see my Facebook post?
No, I don't follow you on Facebook. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, dude, I don't think probably half the county doesn't follow me, but I think every one of them read my Facebook.
Oh no, your Facebook's absolutely entertaining. Don't think at least once or twice a week I don't go to your Facebook page just to see what you posted, see who you're arguing with.
So yesterday I had a cool day, man. I want to talk about it a little bit because I took my son, Cole's over here with me, my youngest son, and me and him spent the day together yesterday. We went to Sam's. We was out, getting some things for the community center for fundraisers and stuff like that. But after that, we went to the Huntington Museum of Art. And dude, that was a really cool experience. Like that was like, first off, Cole wants to lay on YouTube and video games all day, every day. He's cool with it. But we went to the Huntington Museum of Art yesterday and had a really cool time, man. Have you ever been?
Oh yeah, I've been there. It's a nice place, man.
Yeah, like I didn't know, so had all kinds of old guns, and I thought it was just really cool. Like, I'd highly suggest going there. And it was free.
Yeah.
And we
No, it's
knocked out
really
an hour,
cool.
man, just hanging out. And they have a trail outside. I think we didn't do the trail because half of it's like concreted, but a lot of it's just woods and mud stuff. I just don't like doing that. Just raining. But that was cool, man. It was a cool experience. But everywhere we went, man, you know, Sam's, everybody had a mask on. Went to the museum, everybody had a mask on. Went to the Huntington Ale House and ate, everybody had a mask on. And we stopped by Louisiana Walmart and everybody had a mask on. So it's pretty cool to see, you know, people starting to really buy into this thing and hopefully get us all out of it. I know I'm going back to the COVID talk.
Well, no, that's okay. No, and I agree because, you know, like I said, I've kind of, I guess, relinquished to the mask thing as far as I will wear it when I have to or when I need to. And I've been in several places and everybody's got their masks on. And, you know, I think people are kind of like, okay, you know, fine, if this is what it takes. You know, I'm still of the opinion, look, we know what the risks are. Let's just go on living our lives. If you have pre-existing conditions, if you're older, then you probably need to be more careful, stay in. But that's kind of where I'm still there. But I have kind of come into if I had to wear a mask to come to a high school football game, I'd put one on.
Right.
I'd get one with a big M on the front of it and roll right in there.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of over that if that's what it truly takes. And two, the more you think about it, it's as much about making other people comfortable. Because anymore, dude, I have allergies. And that's one thing I have noticed. I have allergies. And if you cough, people look at you like you got the plague. They really do. And you're like, God, so I just make sure because I'll cough, with my allergies and stuff. So I just don't want anybody thinking that they're getting the COVID.
I don't know, like it's just me, but like sometimes I'll cough and I'm like, oh crap, here we go. This is it.
It's on.
I have the Rona. This is it. Right here. And then it goes away,
No.
Like I'm so graceful, I'll strangle on my own spit or whatever.
Listen.
And I'll give a real good cough.
Here's the worst thing is if you've got your mask on and you sneeze, that is the worst.
Yeah.
You better have another mask somewhere because that ain't, I started sticking a spare mask in my pocket just because of that reason. Because I'll go into the comic book store or I'll even go into Walmart and look around at the toys or, if I'm, on my lunch break or something like that, just if I need to get out of the office, if I'm having a tough day and I need to kind of just let my mind go for a minute, I'll go to the comic book store. I'll go over to Walmart, look at the toys. I'll do something, go to GameStop. And so I always wear my mask. But like I said, my allergies, dude, are just fierce. And I'll sneeze. And then you're like, geez. And you talk about this. That's awful. I know that's gross, but it's awful. I have to keep an extra mask on me.
I actually did that at the sandwich and I was like, well, didn't have to cover that up. I was good.
Right. Yeah, I didn't have to go like this.
And I actually went to Kiss Haley today and I had my mask on. I was like, that didn't work. A big dummy. That's right.
Yeah. So let's kind of stay on the football track. And
all right. Oh yeah.
I want to make fun of the people that live in Ohio, specifically
football this year.
Yeah, specifically Ohio State fans, because I have a lot of family that live in Ohio. And if you're listening, you all know this because I don't hide the fact. I don't like it when people are Kentucky basketball fans and Ohio State football fans.
What is that?
Yeah. It's one or the other. If you're an Ohio State fan, there's nothing wrong with that, being an Ohio State fan.
There's definitely something wrong with it.
Well, there's something wrong with it. I was trying to be nice to my family. You can't be both. Yes, we're awesome at basketball, and you're awesome at football, and that's great. But the Big Ten decided they weren't playing football at all. The SEC comes out because we're the man conference. That's what we'll say. This is all these comments are for Craig Miller, by the way. I know he's listening. He coaches on the football team with J.D. and he works here.
The best story I got to tell you later on. But go ahead.
Okay. So, but anyway, they come out with Kentucky's schedule. So they're going to do a basically just straight conference schedule. And we talked a little bit about that on the show. But now that we've seen the schedule, and we have one of the best football teams that we've had in years, in decades probably. We're legit 2-3 deep at every position. We got our quarterback back, and we've got two guys behind him that can ball. We've got a great backfield. We've got cornerbacks that are already talking trash.
I love it.
And I'm fired up. This is what as a Kentucky football fan, this is what I've been dreaming for.
I'm stopping you because now you just name every position on the field and give no love to the main guys.
Oh, the lines, baby.
The Hogs, baby. Come on now.
Look, the Big Blue Wall. How can you forget the Big Blue Wall? We're the second or third rated offensive line in the SEC. Our and in the country for that matter, our defensive line is ranked just as high. Like we're legit.
Yeah, we're gonna get there. I love it.
So I wonder. I mean, did you see the schedule?
I did. I know we opened up with Auburn, and
we opened up with Auburn. So I forgot to pull it up here. Hang on. Fill some time,
but
JD.
I'm gonna blame this all on you, by the way, though.
Why?
Because you was like, "Oh, I want Alabama." Well, guess what?
You got them.
Now we got them and Auburn. So thanks, Jimmy.
Well,
I still feel like I know SEC was trying to make the Super Conference, and we're going to invite some of these Big Ten teams in. These Pac, or was it the Pac?
No, it was Big Ten. Like they were talking about inviting Ohio State in.
But it's Big Ten and somebody else that was going to dissolve, and it's SEC was like, well, let's make a Super Conference for 1 year. Anyway, I'd love to see Ohio State please play in the SEC 1 year because I don't guess it's going to happen, but I would have loved to see that because Craig Miller was saying, "Oh, the Ohio State's just as good as Alabama. We can beat SEC teams." And it's true. Ohio State can beat some SEC teams, but can they beat them 6 weeks in a row? Can they beat them 7 weeks in a row?
That's the question, right?
That's the difference between the SEC and every other conference in college football is that you got to do it week in, week out, not just twice a year.
All right, so let's kind of run through the schedule because, like, we could legit go like 5-5 and have one of the best seasons we've ever had because 5 wins in the SEC for us is a huge deal. We've rarely ever got there. So the first game is Kentucky at Auburn.
I like
so Kentucky on the road. What do you think?
I like the Cats.
I like the Cats in that one too, man.
Okay,
Go ahead.
I mean, this is a weird one for me to pick, but I think the Cats, I like them because that first game, man, is always tough because you don't ever know. You don't have no film. You don't know what's going to go on. You don't know what the coaches are scheming. And I like our coaching staff. And I know they got Gus Malzahn down in Auburn, but I'm riding with Stoops, man. I like the Cats, and I think we're going to go down there and pull one out. I was Auburn number 11 in the nation right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to go down there. And I feel like we're not getting any respect.
Oh, we never get any respect.
And so you know how you get respect? You go down there and you take it.
That's right. Well, and two, what these big schools won't have, especially early in the season, is that home field advantage.
Right.
Because they're not going to be fans most likely. So you just get to go down there and play. And the big A on the side, or the AU or whatever it is on the side of the helmet, looks intimidating on the schedule. But when you line up our players versus their players, I ain't so scared. No, so I think the Cats can take Auburn. I really do. Yeah, so that would put us 1-0 to start the season. The next 2 games are Ole Miss and Mississippi State. Now, I personally think both of those are wins. They've got new coaches. Mike Leach, in time, will have Mississippi State playing some ball. And then you've got Lane Kiffin down at Ole Miss. So I think the Cats will take both of them.
I think we split it.
You think so?
I think we'll split them. Yeah.
So I think we're going to start.
Especially if we pull off that first win in Auburn, we'll split those games because we'll have them let down.
So I think we'll start 3-0. So JD's 2-1. I'm 3-0. I think we'll be at least 3-0. So the next game, JD, is at Tennessee.
I like the Cats.
Until we beat Tennessee, I don't care. We should have beaten them every single year for the last 10 years, and they always beat us. So until we beat them, I'm going to chalk that one up as an L, especially since it's at Neyland. So
both 3-1.
So both 3-1 at this point. Then you've got Georgia coming to our house.
Georgia's good, man. Georgia. Now they got the coach, they got the players, they've got their machine. I'm going to go with Georgia. As bad as I hate to say it, but I just think they're probably the better football team.
The smart money probably is with Georgia. I mean, you get them at home, and in this weird year, you might be able to catch them.
Yeah.
Because we get them right after they play Alabama.
Oh, now that's the what?
Yeah, it's either
Alabama at?
We get them right after they play somebody big. It's like Bama, LSU, Florida, somebody like that.
And we got them at home.
Ooh,
that's a recipe for an upset.
Well, this schedule sets up really, really good for us.
You know what? Screw it. I'm taking the Cats.
I'm taking the Cats there too, baby. All right, so 4-1. Then we got Missouri at home. I think that's a win.
I think so.
And then you got Vandy at home. I think that's a win.
Yeah.
So 6-1 at that point, right?
Yeah.
So then you've got Kentucky at Bama.
At where? Bama?
At Alabama. After they play LSU.
See, man, why you got to do that?
Yeah, after they play LSU, and we are the week before like Georgia or Florida. They play Georgia or Florida after they play us.
I'm going to pick Bama, though. I can't. I mean, that's just.
I have to pick Bama, too, because Bama's still Bama.
But I think we'll go down there and compete, though.
I think we'll compete. I think that if we can roll in that game 6-1 and we can go down there and we can play Alabama reasonably close, then I think that we've got a shot. I still don't think we win. They're still Alabama. They may not like their quarterback and Mac Jones, but they're still Alabama in every single position on that field. And Nick Saban's still crawling the sideline over there. So it's still good. Now, after we play Alabama, we go to Florida. And that is after Florida plays Georgia, I think.
Give me the Cats.
Oh, see, that one, I think, at Florida, I think we probably lose that one. So
now, listen. Like, that's the game for me, man. Like, I know everybody else is Tennessee and Louisville, but I hate Florida. I hate them.
No, I hate them, too. I hate Tennessee.
No, I hate Florida for sure. Like that 31 years and all that garbage talk. Oh, man. We're going to beat Florida this year.
So that puts you at what? 6-2, 7-2, and I would be at 6-3. And then the last game of the year is South Carolina at Kentucky. I think that's a W for us. So that puts you at what, 8-2, and then puts me at what, 7-3.
Yeah.
Now
those are both very doable.
Yeah, if the Cats can win 7 games or 8 games, quite possibly the greatest season in the history of Kentucky football. I mean, dude, we barely win 4 games most seasons in the SEC. And to actually go into the SEC and have to compete and bang with all SEC teams all year, that would be huge for us, man. And like I said, we could legit go 5-5 and it'd still be one of the best seasons we've ever had.
So it's going to be weird, man, like seeing how these bowl games play out, you know, with the Big Ten not even being around. You know,
I'm not even sure they'll have them.
So you don't, well, that's all of speculation at this point, obviously, but those people want their money. You know what I'm saying? They're paying big money to get the sponsorship and get them on the field. So I think even if they got a film with 5-win teams, I think people will be going bowling. I think there'll be bowl games.
So let's switch gears. Let's switch gears just a second, because they were talking about the other day. Mitch Barnhart, the AD of Kentucky, actually said, no matter what, they were having the NCAA tournament. No matter what. So, and if they had to do a bubble thing like they've done in the NBA, they would figure out a way to have the NCAA tournament. They can't lose that much money again.
Right.
So they've been kicking around these different ideas of forming these pods. Instead of playing like a normal regular season schedule, you would play your SEC schedule. But then they would form these pods. And they talked about taking the top 20 teams in the country and putting them in one pod and letting them play. How awesome would that be?
That would be awesome.
If COVID brings us anything good, if it brings pod play where you got the top 20 teams and you play 10 games against, dude, that would be awesome. I mean, like, I would love to watch Kentucky go up against Duke and Kansas and West Virginia and Baylor's supposed to be good this year, and Gonzaga, you know, because Gonzaga always has that. They're kind of like these other teams where they play all these teams. They're 33-1 going into the tournament, and they're one of the top teams. And then when they play somebody good, they get beat, right? That's how it normally goes down. But to actually have them have to play some legit teams in the beginning of the year, I think that would be fun, dude. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, it could be a lot of fun, man. Like, so a lot of things are going to change. It's just be weird to see how people adjust to this, but you're right. And again, and the thing is, you know, if they do this and they have a lot of success with it, it won't go away.
Right. Wouldn't it be cool if we had like a little pod where it was like us and West Virginia and Ohio State, Tennessee, Louisville, Indiana, you know, just take that little pod that surrounds us, maybe even Tennessee, because they just picked up a big guard the other day. Take that and put those schools in a regional pod and let them play that. I think that would be awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's all kinds of things you can do, though, man. Like,
yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
All right. So last 2 topics, and these are going to be kind of fun. So I listen to KSR all the time. Like, I'm a daily listener, listen to the podcast to and from work. I actually have it on while I'm at work. I don't normally hear it. I'm listening, but I don't really hear it because I'm working. So I listen to the podcast. Well, this week they had the Shannon the Dude walk. okay? STD Walk. And he's the producer of the show. He's also the big rock DJ in Louisville. He's like the DJ.
By the way, just sidebar, you tweeted something about this the other day about STD. I was like, what is he talking about, bro? Has he got an STD? Somebody's got some STDs.
Well,
of course,
that was
you live different lifestyles, bro. Let me tell you right now.
Yeah. Well, that was
one
one of those.
Attacking me. I didn't know for sure.
Well played, sir.
No.
So that
no
was
STDs, ladies.
That was one of the sidebars of the whole thing, was that there was all kinds of people, because what they were trying to do was make it the number one trending topic in America while they were on that day and while he was walking. And they did. They actually made it the number one trending topic. And some of the best part of it was people were like tweeting saying, look, instead of having a walk, you should just practice safe sex. Like all these real serious, like, if you want to prevent STDs, have safe sex or abstain, that kind of thing. It was hilarious. But anyway, so what they did is they come up with these different stunts all the time, and things for the show to help promote and do all this. But the deal was Shannon had to walk 50 miles in 20 hours or less. And it's the JFK challenge. It was something that JFK, there was a challenge that was put out many, many years ago, and different people do it every year. And so that's where the idea came from. Now, Shannon the Dude is also a professional wrestler. He wrestles in the, I think it's OVW or something like that, where he's the radio heavyweight champion. So he's in pretty decent shape. So he did the 50-mile walk, and he actually finished it. And he finished it in about 14 hours. Actually, a dude here locally that owns Hillbilly Hibachi went with him, did it with him.
Yeah.
And apparently that guy runs marathons and different things, but he actually walked with Shannon, kind of kept him. They had all this different stuff. So my question is, do you think you could do it? Do you think you could walk 50 miles in 20 hours or less?
You can't ask me questions like this because I think I can. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's never going to be a time when you say, JD, can you do it? I'm like, yeah, absolutely I can.
Well, sure I can.
Yeah. So everybody knows the answer is I absolutely think I can. Can I? Is a way different question than do I think I can.
Well, I
think I can. If he finished in 14 hours, man, sure to God, with a six-hour window, sure to God, I can do it. He
was hurting when he got done. I mean, he was hurting.
So one of the things, man, like I've always been able to do is like, no matter how bad a shape I'm in, I can't run. I've never been a good runner, but I can go forever. Like, I can push myself. And so like walking, like I think I can walk to Lexington,
yeah,
I had to do it. But when I was basically training, that was never, we go on these big long marches, 15-mile marches and all this stuff. And the dudes I was with, they'd be complaining and stuff. But I never ever, like it never bothered me. Like I could just push through. And I think that's my wrestler mentality. Like where I wrestled, like I always get that put in my head, like you're not tired, your body is. Your mind's telling you, don't let your body tell your mind that, or don't let your mind tell your body you're tired.
Right.
Because your body's not tired, your mind's tired. So I can push through those things, man. I think I can walk, was it 50 miles in 20 hours? Absolutely. Yeah, I think I can do that.
So I was thinking about it myself, and I am much like you. I'm pretty mentally tough, as far as like when it gets hard, I can generally push through, and like you said, your mind is telling your body that it's tired when it's actually not, when your body could do a whole lot more. But it's a mental challenge as much as anything. And so I walk most mornings. I get up and I go walk. We got a 2-mile loop here from my house and up and down the 4-lane back. It's 2 miles. And I do that fairly easily. It's 2 miles, and I can do that pretty quick. And I do it in probably a 14, 15-minute mile. Okay.
Right.
To do that 25 more times would be tough. I'm not going to lie.
20 hours, bro. 20
yeah,
hours.
You got 20 hours, man. I mean, it's just because here's the thing. If you stop, that's I think the longest he stopped was 10 minutes.
Yeah.
After the first 25 miles, he stopped for about 10 minutes at KS Bar. Stopped there, kind of caught his breath, got a drink, and then they started again. Because I think if you stopped, I think your body would lock up on you.
Right.
Because you are pushing it to serious extremes, and I am out of shape. I'm not in good shape.
So the one of the things I would make sure I had was a Camelback. I'd wear a Camelback. You know what a Camelback is?
Yeah.
With the water, with the straw that comes over you. So I'd wear a Camelback, and I'd wear, put Gatorade in or something with a lot of electric lights. And I would just go, man. I think I could do it. I definitely think I could do it. 20 hours.
We may have to make it we may have to try the JFK challenge.
I'm down for it. Seriously, I think I can do it. I really do.
We may have to try it.
So 25 miles one way, 25 turn around and go. I'd do that.
You're like, I got that.
I really think I can do it. 10 hours, yeah. 10 hours, 25. Yeah.
But you wouldn't want to do it like here. Like if you had to go up Route 3 25 miles and had to climb up those hills doing that stuff, that would be tough. Like they managed to make it a reasonably flat, walk.
Yeah, that's kind of cheating though, really. But yeah. But I'm glad because that's what I would want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right. We just go down the football field and walk around the track. 4 laps is a mile or whatever it is, and we can go down there and do it.
We'd lose track of it. We'd be like,
okay. We'd have to have
like little schoolgirls.
So no, I mean, so you think you could do it? Like I'd be game to try it. We may have to make that bourbon.
I ain't scared.
I ain't scared either. We might try that. We'll talk about it. We may, as a promotion, we may get out and do it and just see if we can.
I like it.
Cool. All right. So kind of on that same thought.
Oh, dude, come on now. You already know this answer too.
I know. But it's going to be fun to talk about. So this weekend, really the weekend since Friday, I watched the show alone. And there's a reason for that.
Wink, wink.
Could be other side of the glass. I don't know. But I watched the show alone. And I'd never really watched it before. Like I would watch some of those survival shows. There was a show at one time, this dude, Cody Lundeen, he had long hair and he would walk around barefooted. I don't care if it was 10 degrees. Dual Survivor.
Yeah.
And that was an awesome show. Like I really liked watching that show because I thought it was crazy that he would walk around at that cold with no shoes on. So, basically they take 10 people, they stick them out in the middle of the Arctic and they leave them there alone. They have a 5-mile square area that they essentially get to occupy. And they have to survive for 100 days. And if they do, they win $1 million.
That's not the way I understood it. That's not the way I think the rules are. I think the last one last. They ain't 100 days. It's the last one left.
No, he had to stay the whole 100 days.
What?
Yes, he had to stay the 100 days.
Oh, see, that's what I just not watched the season before, the one you watched.
And
when the last one left, when he got down to the last one, he stayed. I think like 77 days. He won.
On this one, he had to stay to day 100. He was the only one left. He was the only person there for about 10 to 15 days. Wow. And the other person that was against him was a lady.
Yeah.
Who was just a beast. I mean, she was awesome. Like she was one of my favorite people because she was one of these, I don't want to call her hippie because there's nothing wrong with being that way, but she was really one of those people that was like in touch with the earth. Like it was primitive.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Like she, when she would kill a rabbit or a porcupine or something to eat, like she was just thankful that it was going to nourish her body. Like she was just real. And she had basically just become one with the place. You know what I'm saying? Like she had just become, this was her home and she wasn't going nowhere.
Or what?
No, she ended up getting frostbite on her toe.
Oh.
And they did a medical pull. She was making it work. She was going to make it work. She was going to stay the whole time.
Right.
And like the show, like it's crazy because, they get there and then they train for it and then they get there and they have to build like their own shelter. They have to hunt. They set traps. They have to fish. They have to do all these crazy things. And it really becomes a mental challenge too, because about 2 months to go in that, it basically gets to where it's only light like 5 hours a day. Yeah.
So I think like the whole thing of that would be when you went, and I'm sure the production crew has it all planned out, but if you went at the end of spring and was there all summer, it'd be much easier.
Oh yeah.
Than if you went in the middle of summer and you had to stay in the winter in the Arctic. Because food gets scarce, bro. Like, I watched the season before this, and people were being pulled because they was dropping, like 5-6 pounds a day because, didn't have any protein or any fat jumping in their body,
No, you could absolutely tell. Like a lot of them lost 30 to 50 pounds while they were there.
Yeah.
But this girl was just a beast, dude. I think her name was Callie, and she ended up getting frostbite on her toe. She knew it. and she was having to go out, and when her toe would get cold, she'd have to go back in and warm it up. And that's what she would do. She would go in, warm it up, and then go back out. But they only got 5 hours a day. So they're literally having to sit in their shelter like 14 to 18 hours a day in the dark. And it was so cold that where her fire chimney was, the inside of the chimney froze where the fire was at. That's how cold it was. I mean, you think about that. So again, that led me to this question. So Brad's not here, so we'll just make fun of him.
All right, so Brad's out.
Yeah, Brad's out. He wouldn't have lasted a day. He's already gone. So of the two of us, if we got dropped off in a remote place like that, who do you think could last the longest?
You can't, Jimmy, you can't ask me questions like this. Who do you think? I'll let you go first, man.
I think you would. 100%.
I agree with you.
Yeah. Because I know me. Because here's the thing.
Ain't no magazines, ain't no comics.
No, here's the thing. I think I could hunt. Like, I think I could learn how to trap, and I think I could learn how to hunt and fish. That part, I think I could do that. Like, if I had to and I had to eat, I had to do that.
Right.
I think I could do that part. The foraging for, like, mushrooms, eat anything. Like, I can literally eat anything. Okay. Like, I mean, I'll try anything. I don't care what it is, how gross it looks, whatever. I mean, one dude ate the contents out of an ox stomach. It was basically ground up grass. So I could do that part. The part that would get me, and I think from a mental standpoint, because I'm kind of a loner, I like to be by myself. And I think I could maybe make that part maybe longer than other people could.
Right.
But I could not, and I repeat, could not build a shelter.
Really?
I would be screwed from the day I got on. I'd basically get off, and when they took off, I'd just hit the button. Better come back and get me, because I don't think I could build a shelter. There's no breeze
out here tonight.
Yeah, it's a little chilly. Sleeping bag. I got a little cold. Can you come get me? Like, I think that would be my struggle. I don't think I could build a shelter.
Yeah. No. Like I said, I watched the different season. And one of the guys on there built a terrible shelter, and he ended up lasting a long time, which I didn't understand how he did it, because there was ice everywhere. And some of these guys, there was one guy on season 6 who was a Air Force guy, but he was like a special forces. He built the most amazing shelter. He had like food for like 7 days, and he was like, I'm lonely, and he went home.
Really?
It's like, what? Yeah, and his shelter was, it was huge, man. But anyway, I think I could do this, man. And especially knowing, like, if I had a month or 2 months to prepare to go do it, and you could probably do well too if you took a month or two to learn how to build a shelter and all that stuff. But like, I think I could last a long time. But give me 10 items, I would probably have to take a book though. Like, one of those things
it would have to be a book. Yeah. JD's like, I don't need a fire starter. Give me that book.
Yeah. Yeah. So those are good shows, man. Like, I really, Naked and Afraid, all those shows. Like, I've
never watched that either. And I've never watched Alone.
Yeah.
And obviously I had a reason to watch it. So I watched it, and dude, I loved it.
So the guy from Kentucky, they said he was pretty good.
He was.
Yeah.
He did good.
Keith Cyrus is his name, I think.
Yeah.
But I think I could do good on those shows, man. I don't know. Like, I'm unrealistic in my ideal of myself is very unrealistic, probably. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, it's kind of like Mike Tyson said. Everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
absolutely. That's true, though. Right? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, you like to think that you could do it. Like, Amy and I were watching it, and I said, I bet Granddad could do this. Amy's dad, he lovingly goes by Granddad, but he's kind of like that. He's one of those dudes that can make anything out of anything.
Like, I feel like Granddad would disappear. Like, he would throw his camera down and just venture into the woods and become the woods. You know what I'm saying?
He probably would. That would be the problem for him, is having to film himself. He's like, what is this crap? Throw
the camera away.
Yeah. And that was one of the things after the shows they talk about, was that was one of the hardest part. It's like you're a one-armed man because you got to carry this camera around all the time. That would have to be hard. So,
yeah, especially when you think about a woman, not to be sexist, but you think about a woman who's, underweight or something like that, trying to pack all this, filming equipment around, trying to get things done, trying to, set up snares, trying to set up, make a fire or whatever.
Well, the last 3, 2 of them were women.
Well, the season before that, the lady, there was a lady There's two people left. One of them was a lady, and she was like that. You know, when you was talking about, like, she was like, you know, praying to the trees. Thank you, tree, for giving me your life to be on my shoulder. But dude, she was smooth though. Like, she was, you know, playing the trim off or the bark off her trees. She was like, the reason I'm doing this is because, you know, like, she would tell you the reason. Like, she was pretty cool, man. Like she was a better survivalist than I, you know, for sure.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. That's what the other thing that challenge. I was actually texting with Eric when I was watching it, and I said, you know, the thing about the challenge is all those people that are there are survivalists. They know how to do that stuff. They know how to survive. It's the fact that you're out there in the winter, and then it becomes to where there's no food. Yeah. The fish, you know, like they're having to go out on the water to fish, and it gets so cold that they can't stay there for more than, you know, an hour at a time. And the rabbits stop coming through, or the snow gets so deep that your snares quit working. So you got to go out there and reset those. Yeah. You're not seeing animals all the time. Like, it's insane. Foxes
show up, steal your food off your
wolves.
Traps. Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. And I think the mental aspect of it, being by yourself, truly being by yourself, and just you and your thoughts, and having to sit in that hut or whatever you build your shelter for 18 hours a day, dude, that would be tough.
It would, yeah. I mean, it would drive on you, man, for sure. And the thing is, like, you think, oh, I'll get out and do something, but you don't want to burn no calories either because you're not eating.
Right.
You know, so you don't want to go out and walk 6 miles and not have any calorie intake. You know, so you got to find it's tough. I'm sure it's much tougher than it looks on TV.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So cool show. Everybody go check it out.
So I'm like watching these guys on TV. I'm like, he sucks. I'm sitting here drinking a big hot chocolate.
Wrapped up in your blanket on your chair.
I'm 50 pounds overweight. You know. Well, this guy's soft.
It was funny because Addison was sitting there, and they said this girl had lost 50 pounds since she had been there, and she'd only been there for like 60 some days or something like that. And I say only, it's 2 months. I mean, she you know, survived like that for 2 months. And Addison said, I need to go do that, lose some weight. Is that like a diet plan? I thought, well, that'd be a heck of a way.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but very hard to do when there's food available to you. You know what I'm saying? Very much easier to do when you're starving to death.
So let me tell you about this show I watched on HBO, and I think you would like it. And, you know, we do this from time to time. We'll bring up shows, but I come across this, and the reason that I watched it is Chris Tomlin, who we had on the other side of the glass, I think it was maybe the second or third episode. He tweeted, and he said, this show is really good. And it was Perry Mason and on HBO. So most of us know Perry Mason from the old days. My grandmother watched it every day. Perry Mason, the lawyer, you know, he was, was slick in court, you know, the whole thing. So I thought, okay, well, I'm going to try this out. And it was another one of those that I watched like 3 episodes of, and I was hooked. Wow. And so I had to watch the whole thing. I watched it all probably in a week. Amy and I would watch it.
I want to say I watched the first one. Did they steal a baby? Something like a baby got killed or something like that?
Yes.
So that is what the whole premise of it, trying to figure out this case, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he starts out as a detective. And because I was like, well, Perry Mason was a lawyer. You know, this doesn't make any sense. This is, you know, but he starts out as a detective, and then it just kind of goes through the show. There's 8 episodes. Now they're an hour long, so it takes some time. So it took Amy and I think we probably watched like an hour a night, something like that. And
so you're done with it?
Huh?
You're through with it?
Yeah, I finished it. Yeah, 8 episodes. It was really good. Like I dug it a lot. So I thought of you. I said, well, JD would dig this. If he's looking for something to watch, you would like it.
Yeah, I'll check it out. Did you check out? I mean, I know I've asked you this, but Umbrella Academy, did you watch it?
Oh, dude, yes, that's so good.
Season 2 was so much better than season 1, man.
Yes, it was.
I mean,
and I really like season 1.
I like season 1 too. But season 2, like, they took it to another level. I really had a good time, man. Like,
it was legit.
That. Yeah. I went 5, man. He's awesome. I love number 5.
5 is the stuff, dude.
And when they run into each other, that was the best. I don't trust that guy. That's you.
The old 5 and the young 5. Yeah, it was so good, man. I said it was just so much better than season 1. And season 1 was great. And season 2 was just 10 times better. It was just so good. And I actually went back and read the comic books. I'd never read Umbrella Academy.
Yeah.
I'd heard of it.
What are they? Like, what are they? Are they under DC or Marvel? Or are they something
no, I think it's Marvel. I think it's under Marvel.
Okay.
But it was cool, man. I said it was a cool show.
Yeah, I mean, like, because I was a little hesitant about watching season 2. I was excited to watch it, but I was like, there's no way they're going to top season 1 because it was so well done. Man, but season 2, man, kudos to the writers because they nailed it on that one. And
Did you tell me that you watched The Witcher?
Yeah, for sure.
Was it good?
Yeah, it's good, but you can't watch it with the kids.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, don't watch it with the kids for sure. Language, sexuality, and stuff like that. You don't want to watch the kids. But it's right down my alley. So.
He's like, I loved it. Yeah. No, that's cool.
That's kind of how I wrote,
Because that's the one. Henry Cavill played Superman.
Yeah.
So
what is it? Is that based on a comic book?
Yeah, The Witcher's a comic book too.
Yeah. Okay. So what is
everything's based on comic books these days, man? I said I buy a lot of stuff based on speculation, right? So there are certain comic book like Boom Studios, there's Image that have deals set up with Netflix.
Oh, okay.
And basically they have first dibs on anything that anybody writes or comes up to make a show with. So I'll buy a lot of those books just based on, the speculation that one day they might, be something.
There was a guy. Okay. So I was like, I'm gonna say 13. And my stepbrother got really big into comic books. He bought Image. There was a guy named Supreme.
I don't know.
You remember him? Like he was supposed to be like, okay, anyway. That's all it was. He was supposed to be bad. Good story.
Good story, J.D. Good story.
Well, I think he went back in time and fought himself, like the older he got,
the
meaner he got. So he went back in time and killed himself.
I might look it up and I'll let you know.
Yeah.
I might look it up and read it and I'll let you know.
Check it out. Yeah.
Well, I'll check that out. Anything else we want to talk about, dude?
One more thing, man. I just had a guy stop by the house and give us some gifts, man.
Really?
He also some gifts for us. One of the Mayor Beauty down here on Buck Creek, the Buck Creek Mayor. He dropped off some. This is a Rick and Morty. I don't know what this is. I don't know if you get down Rick and Morty at all. I don't know if you.
I've never really watched Rick and Morty. I actually have one of those books right now that is up for auction on my eBay store. Well, that's cool.
I don't know if that's like a figure or what, but it says explicit content, so it's gonna be funny probably. And a couple of Funko Pops, man. Like, I don't know. This is actually a Wolverine diecast, Metals diecast.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it's a Funko Pop. It looks like a different brand, maybe.
Yeah, see, no, that's definitely not a Funko Pop. That's kind of cool. Yeah.
So that's cool. And got, I guess this is Bob's Burgers. And I don't know if it's card or DVDs or what that is.
So that's DVDs. That's cool.
Like DVDs.
And who dropped that off?
Jason Chafin.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, Chafin, man.
This is a Funko Pop, and I'm going to keep this one.
You think?
I know I am, definitely. This is Assassin's Creed.
Oh, nice.
Was it Egg? What's his name? Son of a bitch. That stupid thing.
I can't see. It keeps going out with the digital thing. Oh, there it is.
What it is. I'm trying to block it. Wow. Anyway, it's Assassin's Creed Funko Pop.
So that's the mayor of Warfield. Is that what you call him?
The mayor of Buck Creek.
Mayor of Buck Creek.
This is, I don't know if this is like erotica. I don't know. Jason, what are you watching there? What are you reading? The Night is Dark.
That could be erotica. Who knows?
I don't know, but Jason.
Mr. Chapin.
And one last thing. This is yours. And he said to give it to you.
Nice. What is that? I see the Joker, but is it like a pillow?
No, it's just a picture.
Well, that'll go up here in the office. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, Mayor of Buck Creek.
He asked me to take over the reins, but I just don't have time right now.
Yeah, well, you got a lot on your plate. Defensive coordinator, podcast host,
community center.
Yeah. We don't. It's not like we don't have anything to do.
Yeah, really. Yeah. But somebody messaged me today. Was like, I ain't heard from you in 3 weeks. I was like, listen, I got a little bit on my plate right now. I'm kind of busy.
Well, that's what we've been having to do this virtually. Like, I'm dying to come back over to JD's and hang out and do the show, but I got so much going on right now because it takes me once we get done. and especially where it's on YouTube, it takes me longer to download it and actually upload. So it takes me a good hour or so to get it, downloaded, uploaded to all the different sites that we have. I said it takes a minute, and I need every second of my day right now.
Yeah. Well, I'm just tired, and and just the way my schedule's falling right now with work, and then I got a 2-hour gap, and then I got football practice. Like, it really breaks up my day. You know what I'm saying? I can't get much done between those 2 hours. So
right.
As the season progresses, I'll get some time back when we push football practice back to 4, like it would regularly be. But man, that's about it for me. You got anything?
Another fun show, man. Nope, that's it. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. We've been talking about the community center and stuff the last few weeks and some more serious topics. And I was like, man, let's just have some fun today and make fun of each other and our survival skills and our ability to walk 50 miles. And JD and I very well may attempt the JFK walk.
The JB walk.
The JB walk. That's what we'll well played again, sir. All right, man. So, guys, we appreciate you checking the show out. Of course, you can find us on iTunes.
Hey, girls.
You can go to Podbean, subscribe. Wait for the ladies. My favorite.
Hey,
No,
Jimmy,
one of my.
I ain't trying to get you in trouble, man. But what up, ladies?
One of my favorite parts of doing the editing afterward is when you put it up on YouTube, it will take different spots in the show and make thumbnails out of them.
Yeah.
And I get some of the best of JD because he gives this real hold on, let's see if I can do it. Hold on. It's kind of like that.
Like this?
Just like that. It's so funny. And then, Brad, of course, Brad actually cares how he looks when he's, doing this. and you'll get a lot of those of him just doing this or him like this.
Oh, he's like, so when we first started this, he was like, listen, I don't want to start. I want to quit looking like the serial killer of the bunch. I was like, hey, bro, I can't help how you look.
You want us to do about that? We can't help that.
Or something, bro. That's all I'm saying.
No, but anyway, iTunes, Podbean, of course, go there and subscribe. You can catch us on there. Of course, Eric's hooking up all the social media stuff. Does a great job.
I'm making an announcement, man. I'm gonna tell. I'm saying it. I want to tell people.
Well, tell it.
Thursday night on the Just That Bourbon podcast, the other side of the glass on Facebook Live, we are having one of the contestants from Alone, the guy from Kentucky, Keith Sires, I think is his name. Is that right?
Yep.
Keith Sires. He's going to be joining the Just That Bourbon podcast, and we're going to talk to him about his experience on Alone. I think it's pretty cool, and I'm excited to talk to him, man.
I can't wait to talk to him, man. Like, yeah. After watching it, and
I'm really dogging him a little bit. I ain't going to lie, because I ain't been there and I ain't done nothing wrong.
Right.
Right. So, like, dude, I can definitely do that.
So you're going to talk a little trash. Say, dude, I mean, you only made it that long? Are you kidding me?
Hey, I make it 85 days or whatever.
Yeah. No. But no. So thanks for checking us out. And as we always end our show, from myself and from JD, no matter how bad your week's been, no matter how bad your day's going, if you just add bourbon, it always gets a little bit better. See you guys Thursday night with the contestant from Alone.